Welcome back. My name is Patrick Nolan. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Missouri. This is Pat Talks Law. It is an interesting Wednesday. I'm driving up to go to court. Once again, I'm in the car. I've got a growing crack in my windshield. I'm going to have my windshield replaced, I think. Got hit by a rock, I guess. Right near the corner, right near the side of the windshield. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Of course, I don't know when it happened or what vehicle was driving, but it looks like I get to spring for a new windshield. And I'll tear up my electric vehicle sticker. In Missouri, electric vehicles have to pay an excise tax. Right now, and we get a special sticker for our windshield. Right now, it is $75 for a battery electric vehicle like mine every year. That tax is likely going to be increasing in the future. When it does, I believe the projected was that it would essentially double over 5 years. And as much as I would love to rail against that, I really can't. While I drive a fair bit of miles, probably more than most people do as a result of traveling the circuit representing people, $150 in tax for the roads is still less than you're paying for your gasoline tax, which also went up and is outrageous. So I'm not really, I can't really take too much issue with that. I will say that the electric vehicles tend to do less damage to the roads. We're more eco-friendly. We like smaller vehicles for the electrics. There's a lot of positive things in there as to why it shouldn't cost as much to maintain the road with electrics. There's a vast difference between this little electric car and my big F-250. The big F-250, I'm certainly produces more wear on the roads than this little electric bolt. But that being said, the essence of that is that we have to watch and stay on top of what happens in our state governments. There are a lot of people that are shocked and appalled at what is going on with medical marijuana in Missouri, and that the powers that be are raking in the money. The veterans are getting left out in the cold. But as a Missouri veteran, let me tell you, we're kind of used to that. So that, no real change there. We'd hope for one, but government has been screwing veterans for centuries. So if you expected something other than what is happening, you either had your head in the sand or you weren't paying attention. Our government is not ever going to be a clean, corruption-free exercise. There are very few quality people that have gone into government. You may disagree with his politics. I don't care what you think about politics. But I will tell you that I've met a number of presidents. I've met a number of senators and congresspeople over the years. And a large number of people, period. Senator Josh Hawley is one of the best men I have ever met. He is a good, honest person who stands by his beliefs. Whether or not you agree with those beliefs is irrelevant. He adheres to his moral code. He is not a hypocrite. He genuinely cares about people. And he is a good man. Now, you know, I can honestly say that one of the regrets that I have from law school is that I did not avail myself of the opportunity to get to know him better than I do. Because, quite frankly, I could see him as President Holly one day. Now, our political system has gotten to be Crips and Bloods, where people are against things merely because the other side proposed it. We're no longer looking at the interests of the country, we're looking at the interests of the parties. And I try to stay out of national politics for that reason, because you can't have that discussion anymore. You can't discuss things of substance. If I take a position like I may frequently be wont to, that I believe that certain aspects of social policy are appropriate, then the Republicans brand me as a neo and cast me aside. If I look at fiscal conservatism, which I am most certainly a strong proponent of, then the Democrats brand me as an ultra right-winger and try to saddle me with KKK and Nazis. And when I point out that both the KKK and Nazis are close in relation to the Democratic Party, then all hell breaks loose. You know, since the KKK was founded by members of the Democrat Party, supported by members of the Democrat Party through its relevant life years, and the Nazis, Democratic Socialist Workers' Party, is essentially our modern Democrat Socialist that we have in American government. We just haven't devolved into brown shirts yet. And that's where I'm at. Today it's a bit of an unusual Pat Talks Law. We as a society need to back off and start speaking to each other like human beings. Okay? What I just said exactly is a case in point. If I call somebody a Nazi, there is zero chance that that person and I are ever going to be able to come to terms on anything. That's the end of the debate, the end of the discussion. He will respond or she will respond by calling me every name in the book. And we'll both entrench, and the things that we could do together for the good of all of us will go undone. Our communication is in a shambles because we can't respect basic aspects of people's humanity. And we don't have the civility to listen. And there's a bunch of y'all that are going to get pissed off. I'm talking about you. I'm not. I don't even know you. I mean, I appreciate that you like and follow the channel, that you watch the videos. That's good. But I don't know who you are. even if I know who your public face is, that doesn't mean I know who you are really. And we all have faces we show. I mean, I do these, you see me with a coat and a tie, you know. I can tell you I never wear a coat and a tie unless I'm working. I put on the work costume and go to work. It's not who I am. I'm a slacks and polo shirt or slacks and button-down shirt kind of guy. I wear shorts occasionally, usually with a Hawaiian or a Caribbean style shirt. At the end of the day, man, I'm a parrot head. Okay? I'm a sailboat guy stuck in Missouri. I like camping. I like the outdoors. I like making sawdust. I like building stuff. I make furniture. But I like building businesses. And I like figuring out communication issues. So when I look at our Republicans and our Democrats, or our Democrats and our Republicans, however you want to phrase it, I don't care. I see two groups, two entities in an abusive relationship. And it's a mutually abusive relationship. And because they're entities, they're organizations, this isn't sitting two people down and mediating the issues and resolving them. This is, you can work with a couple and then somebody's going to start some crap over on the side. And now here we are. So, I don't know. Maybe that's the only way that can happen. I describe myself as a libertarian, alternating at times between a small L and a big L. I have been a member of the Libertarian Party. I pay the membership for it because I think it's important. I think what they have to say is good. It needs to be heard. The Libertarians are the conscience in American politics right now. There was a time when that was the Democrats. There's been a sea change, and if you watch the funding, the Democrats are now the party of big business, and the Republicans are really shifting to become the party of the middle class. And they both mistreat and don't consider anything the lower class have to say or do. The lower class to both parties, yeah, you're just pawns. So I was really, really proud to be a part of the Ron Paul movement in the Republican Party 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and work getting Ron Paul, and I really, really wish we had been more successful. We fell short of our goal, and that was unfortunate. The Libertarian wing of the Republican Party and libertarians in general have a purity problem in that they require that people have a purity, a libertarian purity, except that we don't live in a libertarian world. We live in a world that has been increasingly libertarian. If we had to say, look, libertarians are winning. Hands down, they're winning. We have more freedom. We have more open markets globally than has ever existed in the world. So our message is being heard and being acted on, and we're winning. But we're not winning elections. And maybe we don't need to. maybe if we did win elections, we would lose our focus, just like the Republicans and Democrats have. I am on a highway. The speed limit is 60. We are doing 42 miles an hour because there's somebody in a pickup truck 6 cars ahead of me. Now, nobody between me and the pickup truck doing 42 miles an hour is apparently willing to pass. While I am willing to pass, I cannot, on this road, do a safe 6-car pass. There isn't enough open space to do it. So, I guess we're just going to troll along at 42 miles an hour for a while. Anyway, our problem is a politics problem. And I know a lot of my viewers are very, very interested in legalization of marijuana, in medical marijuana, and in freeing marijuana prisoners. Those are very important issues, okay? And I agree that these are things that need to be acted on. One of the problems we have is that they're not being acted on well. As a lawyer, I might see 10 cases that have an issue that I've been wanting to appeal to change the law. However, not every case is a good case for appeal. You don't want to bring a bad case up and make what we call bad case law. And by the same token, not every marijuana prisoner is the guy you want to be the poster child, or the lady you want to be the poster child. Because there are some genuinely bad people that are currently incarcerated for marijuana. And that creates a little bit of a conundrum there. But our problem, we're still fighting the small game and not paying any attention to the big game. We've got folks in California, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Arizona, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Illinois, Kansas, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. We've got people all over the country. And yet we, as a group of like-minded people in support of a common goal, seem to be incapable of bringing pressure to bear on our congressmen and women to remove marijuana from Schedule 1. Why? Because we're not organized properly. We're not focused. Marijuana supporters are much like libertarians. We have purity tests. We have infighting. We have our own political bullshit that doesn't need to happen. And we have people that are wanting to use marijuana for their own gain. Okay? Yeah, there's a lot of people that invested in medical marijuana. Do they want legalization? Fuck no. Or if they do, they want to control legalization just like they controlled medical marijuana. Speaking about Missouri specifically right now. In other states, I think you're going to find that it's probably not that different. We need a good, solid, open market, and we need to promote our goal. And the goal has to be removing marijuana from the federal schedule. Anything else is not going to solve the problems. That's it. Pull it off the federal schedule. But to do that, our street gangs in Congress the Crips and the Bloods, got to work together. We got to somehow get them to cross the DMZ and say, hey, we're going to do something. We're going to do something good for America. We're going to do something good for our people. We're going to do something to counteract the decades of oppression, segregation, and racism that we created when we made marijuana illegal and placed it on a federal schedule. Just make no mistake, the outlawing of marijuana was a racist gesture. And you would think now, where we all have the interest in overturning the racism of our past, that our Congress would be willing to come together and do that. They're not. Not willing. So we have to make them. If we, as a people, from all across the states, all political persuasions, races, ethnicities, religions, sex, gender, if we can all come together for just a little while, we could make it happen. But can we get over the past 30 years of growing animosity and bad blood between the political parties? I don't know. I guess we're going to leave that to y'all to decide. That's my thoughts for the day. I ran entirely too long. I apologize. Please hit like, subscribe, and I will be talking to you again soon.